economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing. And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world, because your voice is our focus.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
In a world where power shifts with every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before.
The 2564 is coming up on Burning 9, right?
The 2564 Atlantic Tower.
What happens in the hush behind hangar doors? Who signs the papers that gamble with lives? Which truths were grounded before they even ever had wings? If you've ever buckled a seatbelt at 30,000 feet, if you've ever stared out of that tiny window and wondered who's really in control of the skies, it isn't just flight, it's power, it's politics, it's pressure sealed in steel. We're peeling back the clouds from runway risks to sky-high secrets. We're diving deep where most dare not to look. Aviation Scope, every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Voice of the People TV. We don't just report, we reveal. We don't just ask, we uncover. Because when it comes to the skies, ignorance is turbulence. Aviation Scope, the sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning.
Hey guys, what's up? How you all doing? They call me Aviation Nelson One, your number one celebrity host, and you are watching Voice of the People Television, VOP. Stay tuned.
Uyo Sarati is my name. I am a friend of the microphone, Voice of the People TV. That name is unique, and the brand is very sweet. I like the packaging. Picture qualities, camera qualities, and then of course, the quality of human beings that I see sometimes on your channel. I talk and get paid, and I look forward to being in your studios.
Oh yes, you are on to Voice of the People TV, live here in Benin City, the cradle of black civilization. What are you waiting for? Tune in, bro.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264, VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe! Hunger no
and scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues on Voice of the People Television. Don't just react, understand. Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I. From social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more. Tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count. Carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before.
Hello there, good evening and welcome to Political Lens. This is Voice of the People Television and I am Chukwuma Okoro. In case you don't know, we are broadcasting on Metro SL TV channel 264 on YouTube and other social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. You can also be a part of this conversation by calling in or sending WhatsApp messages to the number scrolling on your screen. On the show today, I've been joined by two barristers, two lawyers, one in our studio here, talking about Barrister Darlington Agomo, who is a lawyer, practicing lawyer and a political affairs analyst. Good evening, Barrister Agomo, and thanks for joining me on Political Lens. Good to have you, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Okoro, and how are you today?
Very well, thanks for coming. I appreciate your presence.
My pleasure.
And from Port Harcourt, I've been joined by Barrister Asim Adam. Barrister Adam is a constitutional lawyer, a political affairs analyst, and he was the spokesperson, Chief Beatrice Itubo / Peter Obi campaign organization in Rivers State in the 2023 general election. I just understood that he's yet to join us. We lost connection with him, but he's going to join us shortly. Now, on the show today, Rivers State explodes again as Assembly serves impeachment notice on Governor Fubara, his deputy, Ngozi Odu. Abure is not Labour Party chairman, INEC declares, and ADC begins membership mobilization, registration, and revalidation, MMRR. Now, those are the major topics of discussion, and let's kick into it right away. Rivers State House of Assembly has initiated impeachment proceedings against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy, Ngozi Odu, over allegations of gross misconduct. In a plenary session led by Speaker Martins Amehule, Majority Leader Major Jack presented allegations against Fubara based on Section 188 of the Nigerian Constitution. The accusations include demolition of the House of Assembly complex, excessive budgetary spending, withholding funds for the Assembly Service Commission, and ignoring a Supreme Court ruling on the House's financial autonomy. 26 members signed the notice, which will be served to the governor within 7 days. Linda Stewart, the deputy leader, also introduced allegations against Odu, which include reckless spending of public funds, obstructing the Assembly's duties, and allowing unauthorized individuals to occupy official positions, while other claims involve seeking budgetary approval from unauthorized sources and seizing the salaries of the Assembly Service Commission workers. Barrister Darlington, impeachment proceedings against Sim and his deputy. What's your reaction?
Look, this assembly must be told to watch their back. In 2019, APC did not feature in the election of that year. Remember, all because of this political rascality, no thanks to Amechi, they called to shut them down from the presidency to the state assembly to governorship, to Federal Assembly, they never featured. If APC is not careful with this Wike and his rascality, they will lose Rivers State. Quote me. In fact, they are going to lose Rivers State if they allow Wike to get away with this one. All the things they accused Fubara of doing was the same accusation the Supreme Court have ruled against him before the state of emergency. Remember, everything they accuse him here is what happened in the past, which the state of emergency has overtaken. And the man was dutifully trying to implement all of them before they imposed the state of emergency. So why are they bringing it back again? On what ground?
Barrister, these are fresh allegations.
Look, what are you telling me, fresh allegation?
Yes.
It cannot be fresh allegation.
No, that's exactly what I'm telling you.
It cannot be, because these are the same thing they accuse him of. Before the Supreme Court ruled. Remember? And so, these things are things that happened in the past. And they have started on a fresh note. And this man has been working accordingly. So, all these allegations have no basis, because the Attorney General of the state have not been... he has not been notified. Whatever they are doing now will not sell through, because Fubara is an APC governor, and I don't see a PDP man. No, it's not possible. Look, those people should watch it. They should watch it, because I don't want people to be crying foul when the APC leadership will come against them. Especially Wike. Imagine Wike in that assembly. What was he doing there, Mr. Okoro? In the morning, did you see it?
See what, Barrister?
The TV ad that came to cover it was not even told what they were supposed to come and cover. And Wike was in that assembly. He was there. He was present there to witness everything. For what reason?
Barrister, I've not seen the video yet. Yeah, I've not.
Why was Wike there? What was he doing there?
Where? In the House of Assembly complex?
I mean, this is very, very... I don't know. This thing has turned into a joke. It has turned into a joke, for God's sake.
Okay, Barrister, let's look at the legal implications of it. I think what you're addressing now is the politics of Rivers State.
Yes.
Now, how feasible is it, that the House of Assembly could start impeachment process on the governor in terms of constitute a panel, investigate him, this gross misconduct which they have alleged. Now, they're supposed to also, the chief judge, the CJ of the state is supposed to raise a panel, and they will sit and now make
I mentioned it.
Okay, so how feasible is it?
That's what I'm telling you, that this is like a joke.
Okay, it's a
joke.
You
know the processes to follow. That's why I told you that without thinking about it, this thing will not sell, it will not fly. Okay. It will be like Obi's case in Anambra, that the court asked him to go back to his seat. That is what it's going to look like.
That is if the process runs through.
That is.
Okay.
No, they have already made a mistake. Okay. What they did now is not what they're supposed to do. It is those panels that will come out with a report before this one they did today would have happened.
No, I think the first process is to initiate allegations, to say, okay, this
and set up and then notify the Attorney General, the CJ, the
Chief Judge of the State.
So, have they done that?
No, this is the first process.
Anyway, without being told.
Okay.
As long as this thing is what I think it is, it has failed.
Okay.
Though they have the right to, under the Constitution,
to do that.
Yeah, they have the right.
Okay.
According to the quoted one, everybody, because Section 188, therefore, that's how they quoted Section 305 for us here. Anybody cannot just become a lawyer all of a sudden. When you want to carry out your mischief, you look at one section and start quoting. The provisions of that section, did you follow it? They don't quote this constitution as if it is any all-commerce affair. The provision, did you follow it? Okay. Remember what happened in section 109 about defection. All the processes about defection, did you follow it? And now with it, so I don't even want to dwell on the 188 they are quoting.
Okay.
The question is, did you follow due process? That's the first question.
Did you follow the process?
Yes,
and as far as they are concerned,
yes,
the process is dead on arrival.
I'm telling you, the pump already.
Okay, we've been joined by Barrister Asim Adams. Let's admit him. Barrister Adams, good evening and thanks for joining us on Political Lens. We appreciate your presence.
How are you doing? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. I can hear you. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. I thank God. And I had to stop by somewhere to make sure that I join this program.
Oh, beautiful. I appreciate your presence,
Yes.
your time and your
Thank
attention.
you.
Okay, now we want to get a feel from you. You are in Port Harcourt. Now give us a legal perspective, a legal angle to what is happening. We understand that this morning, the House of Assembly said they were in Rivers State, said they were going to serve impeachment notices to both the governor and his deputy, Ngozi Odo. Now walk us through the process, the legal process, President 2, now the actual impeachment. What are the processes? Let us know from a legal perspective.
Okay, thank you very much. From a legal perspective, Section 188 is the section that talks about impeachment of a governor, and Section 188 has subsections 1 to 11. Now, Section 188 is sacrosanct and is part of our constitution. The process is this: number one, 1/3 of members of the House of Assembly, of Rivers State House of Assembly, must sign that notice or the notice of impeachment, which they were able to get today. When they get that notice of impeachment, the notice will now be served on, the governor. As far as they're able to get 1/3 majority of members of the House of Assembly, it will now be served on the governor and the deputy or whoever. Then they have 14 days for them to respond. That is, the governor or the deputy, or the two of them, they have 14 days for them to respond to defend themselves of the allegations. Because the notice of impeachment will list out the allegations. And in this case, I saw about 8 allegations or something like that. And the governor has the right to, defend himself.
Hello, Barrister Adams. Okay, unfortunately, we are having the network is floppy.
Also, get legal practitioners to defend him, that is lawyers. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. You are back. I can hear you.
Good. So if he can defend himself, either by himself or he will get lawyers to do that for him. Now, once those things are done...
Excuse me, Barrister Adam, I'd like for you to hold on. How will he defend himself? Is he going to defend himself before the House of Assembly, or is he going to be in written form?
He can appear before them.
Okay.
He can also write to them.
Beautiful.
But in cases I've seen, some governors have sent lawyers
to
do that on their behalf.
Beautiful.
To respond to the allegations.
Okay, and after that?
You understand?
And after that?
And after that, now, if the House, having gotten the allegations, and they will now invite the CJ of the state, the Chief Judge of the state, is the one that they will call upon to set up a panel, a 7-man panel of men with unquestionable character. That is what the Constitution says. Men that do not have political affiliations, men that are above standard, or men of integrity. What the Constitution says, men of unquestionable character.
Okay.
So that is the duty of the CJ to do. He is the one that will select this 7-man panel. The 7-man panel is not from the House of Assembly, and the Constitution makes it open. Those 7 men from any part of Rivers State. It can be from the NBA, it can be from the Medical Association, it can be from any, it depends on discretion he wants to use and utilize. If those men now go through the allegations and do their investigation, after the governor has responded, and after that the man has no case to answer, that they will now go back to the House and tell the House that these allegations you brought before us, I don't think the governor is guilty of them. they move around and make their recommendations. They can also make recommendations to say that the governor is guilty of all the allegations or some of the allegations leveled against him, as the case may be. Now, the Constitution is also not silent on whether the House will reject, the opinion of the 7-man panel, or they will accept. So from precedence and procedure, normally is that the House will look at whatever decision that particular body has made and still go ahead. They decide on the investigative panel set up by the CJ, and if they get to third, majority of members of the House of Assembly, they now vote. Once they get to third, the governor becomes impeached.
Okay.
As case may be. That's just a summary of the whole.
Very beautiful.
Proceeding.
Very beautiful. Thank you very much, Mr. Adam.
Now the problem I have. Okay, the problem I have. Can you hear me out?
Go ahead.
The problem I have, where the problem is now, is that if you see section 188, sub 10, it tells you, no, sub 11, sorry, it talks about gross misconduct. And it defines what gross misconduct is. And the gross misconduct he's talking about is that he has breached, fundamental tenets or sections of the Constitution, number 1, and whatever the members of the House of Assembly, using their discretion, feel is or amounts to gross misconduct. You understand the point now?
Yes, I do.
It is at the discretion of the members of the House of Assembly. Then another area that gives me where the Constitution also says that the proceedings of this particular House of Assembly about impeachment, there's what we call ouster of courts. The courts cannot even determine and begin to go into it, stop it as the case may be, insofar as all the procedures listed in section 188 sub 1 to 9 are fulfilled. Fair hearing is given, they didn't breach his right, as the case may be, and he defended himself. The procedure must be followed. If you deviate from the procedure, then the courts can void whatever decision that the House of Assembly will make. Those are interesting part of section 188.
Okay.
So the governing conditions in section 188 is section 10, ouster of court, section 11. Gross misconduct. What is gross misconduct? It's left at the whims and caprices, of the members of the House of Assembly. So once they're able to get to third, they will have their way.
Okay. All right. Now, Barrister Adams, thank you for a very, very deep and insightful explanation. That said, that's the legalese of it. Now, I would like for us to examine the politics of it. As with the political calculation of Rivers State now, from what you see, do you think that it is possible to impeach Governor Sim Fubara as it is now in Lagos, in Rivers State? Is it possible?
It is possible under the law. They have the intrinsic rights and the premature authority to impeach. If they follow, I use the word, they must follow, open and close, what is listed and how it is listed under section 188. They must follow its stricto sensu. That is it. If they follow it, they can impeach him.
Barrister Adams, let me be more direct. I want us to talk politics of Rivers State now.
Okay, politics now.
Yes, the politics of Rivers State. The political aspect
the politics of Rivers State.
Do you think that that Sim Fubara can be impeached in the APC under the watch of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Is there a possibility it could happen? Can Wike pull off that? Can he pull that off in Rivers State at the moment?
Now, yes, Wike has already given his consent for them politically to impeach. Now, it's not left for Bola Tinubu. If Bola Tinubu does not act within the next 48 hours or within the next 1 week or thereabout, while these notices have been served on the governor, then I'm very sure politically they can go ahead and impeach. But the president has a deciding factor. It's a deciding factor. I mean, he can call Wike to order. He can also call the House of Assembly members to order and say, look, you cannot do this. You are making this thing, you're making this thing they look laughable, and you making, the state political, environment of the state to heat up. Why do you want to do that? He can call on them and say, please, don't do this on political grounds. Even though you have the legal, authority to do that, but it is not the proper time, for you to do this now, politically speaking. So that I do not vent, my ambition for 2027 in terms of River State votes, as the case may be.
All right.
But finally on this,
I
am a man, I stay in River State. I've been following this very closely. Are you aware, in my own opinion, if not because of this situation of, opinions here and there, since Fubara breached, the tenets of the Constitution, as the case may be, the section of it breached it, he deserves to be impeached, legally speaking. But politically speaking, whether it's the right time or not, I don't think it's proper politically speaking. But legally speaking, he has breached it. Number one, he has not presented the budget, to the legislature. Under Section 121 of the 1999 Constitution, it is a must that when a governor, puts his budget together, he must bring or present that budget to the House of Assembly of the state. He does not have any ample opportunity to circumvent that Section 121. What he did by, approving the budget, by the State Executive Council was wrong, unconstitutional. We must have to, criticize and reprimand him for that particular thing he did. It's not possible for you to begin to spend state money without approval for the legislature. We practice constitutional democracy. Nigeria is a state that is governed by the Constitution. On that legal point, yes, he designed
on that legal, according to Barrister
on the political ground, on political ground, whether it is the appropriate time, that is the only area I can consider.
All right, thank you very much, Barrister Adams. We'll come back to you in a bit. Let's come to the studio where we still have Barrister Darlington. Now, Barrister Darlington, I'd like for you to react. You've been giggling and all of that. Do you think that under this circumstance, the political calculation, that is what we are looking at now, do you think that Wike can pull off the impeachment of Sim Fubara? And I want you to make reference, I make reference to a statement made by Barrister Adams. He said Wike has approved that he be impeached.
In fact, that is even what it is very, very irritating. Serious. I don't see why anybody in Rivers State should be deferring to Wike. On what ground? I mean, these are things I don't understand. Even my friend, I don't see why he should be deferring to Wike. On what ground? Does Rivers State belong to him?
He's a stakeholder.
Why is it the only person in Rivers State?
Major stakeholder.
Is it the only one that has ruled Rivers State? Look, all these things that people are doing, you are contributing to the destruction of democracy in Rivers State by giving Wike the power that he does not have. Seriously.
Barrister, are they giving him the power, or is it the power that he wields?
No. It is the people of Rivers State that are giving him this power, undeserved power. On what ground should he be dictating the pace in Rivers State? On what ground? Just tell me.
Barrister, I would like for us to be very realistic.
Realistic
in terms of
ground?
Power that the young man
Who gave him the power?
Barrister, he has that. He was former governor.
Somebody gave it to him. The people of Rivers State allowed it.
But he's in control now.
You gave it to him.
How?
You allowed it. Go and try it in Imo State, where I come from, or any other place in the southeast. Let anybody come and play Godfather in my own region. Let anybody come and play.
Barrister,
Augustus Carlo tried it. How did it end up? No, tell me. I am telling you what I know. That the people of Rivers State, I am sorry to say this, there is nobody in that state. For a Wike to be talking and behaving the way he is behaving is very, very wrong. On what ground should he be telling everybody, I paid for this person, I paid for this person, I did this? Is it with his own money? These are things that somebody should have asked questions. And everybody allowed him to be behaving and talking as if he's the owner of Rivers State. On what ground? He was in that assembly when this procedure was going on. On what ground?
Barrister Gomo, as a lawyer, now do you think that Sim Fubara has committed impeachable offenses?
He did not. Before he started using that budget, the court said he can go ahead with the assembly members that are with him. Is that not true? The court told him to go ahead.
But he's not presented 2026 budget.
Hold on now. The same way that of Plateau State happened. The court said that the governor can go on with the 6 members of the state assembly. Is that not true? So why should anybody be making reference to such things? Look, the issue of the defected lawmakers in Rivers has not been adjudicated upon up to today. So Fubara is right because he doesn't know where those assembly members belong. They have defected and we should interrogate that. Section 109 is very clear on it. That is the truth. Nobody should blame the governor. The members that came back, they came back as a result of what? Oral decision. Oral decision, not the decision of the court. There was no time the court have said, yes, you did not defect, you defected. So their case is still pending. Let nobody dwell on that.
Let's talk more about Wike. Now, Wike recently made a bold statement. He said, no one can use me and dump me. Really? In apparent reference, to the president. Now, do you think that he can square up with the president?
Let me tell Wike and those supporting him, very, very soon, EFCC will knock on his door. Let me see how he will be clean. Very, very soon, EFCC will knock on Wike's door. And then his book of remembrance will be opened. And I want to see how the people supporting him now are going to defend Wike. Or didn't he commit acts of corruption in office? He made the confessions yesterday. Is that not true? When he was running his mouth, telling everybody what he did and what he did not do. Is that not an open confession? EFCC will use it against him. So let him be very careful. No, okay, he has confessed how he rigged the election, all the money he spent and all that. He is going to make what? Some explanations on how he got those money. That was how he told us here that his father was the general manager of all the companies. Do you think that somebody came and told us?
Do you think that Wike can square up with the president? And he's saying, do you think that he has the capacity?
I said he did not.
Let me land on my question. Let me land on my question. Do you think that he has or he does not have the capacity to cause problem, no matter how little, for the president in Rivers State in 2027?
Monkey clever. That's when the trees are together.
Okay.
All the power Wike is wielding is the power given to him by Tinubu and APC. Okay. They can withdraw those powers.
Okay. Do you think that the president will allow Wike to be embarrassed by stopping the impeachment of Fubara?
No, when the deity is becoming too troublesome, he should be reminded of the tree that carved it. Are you getting what I'm saying? Because that section 188 that dwelling upon, I know where they are going. They want to land on that level where it is discretional on what is a gross misconduct. Okay. That's where they go. But Fubara has another window of going to court to challenge whatever they are accusing him of. If yes, just like it happened in Anambra, which all of us saw, he can go to court and challenge it and say, no, this particular thing they call gross misconduct, it never happened. Because gross misconduct can be according to your own discretion and my own discretion. Is that not true? And I don't see how the CJN of Rivers State will approve whatever they want to do. It's not possible. This other idea of selecting the men of where is that man with impeccable character?
The point is that whether we find them or not, a 7-man panel has to be constituted in Rivers State.
So all these things are just neither here nor there.
No, there must be somewhere, because at the end of the day, if the process runs through, whether we like it or not, whether we are sentimental about it or not, the process will run through and something will happen. You don't see it happening.
I don't see how an APC government
will allow
somebody in PDP to embarrass them. It can never happen.
All right, beautiful. I'll take that.
I know that.
That's a takeaway. Now, let's bring back Barrister Adams into this conversation. Barrister Adams, Wike has described Fubara as an ungrateful child. Do you agree with him if you consider what happened between both of them when Wike was governor for 8 years and this young man, who is governor now, served as the accountant general? He helped him become governor. Now they have misunderstandings. Wike has described Fubara as an ungrateful child. Do you agree with him if you consider the politics of everything that has happened in the past 10 years between both of them?
I agree wholeheartedly, wholesomely with Yesu Wike that saying Fubara is an ungrateful child. with due respect to him, he's an executive governor. He's an ungrateful person. You know, the product today called Fubara is a product of Yesowike. Fubara is a protege. It ought to be, you know, a Man Friday, you know, to Yesowike. Because we in Rivers State know his whereabouts. How did it come about? How did it come about? When we were in Rivers State doing our politics here, many of us about knew him. 2020, 2021, where was he? In the annals of politics in Rivers State. But somebody went in there, brought him into the circle of politics. And then you have, just like that, with impunity, arbitrariness, you know, with braggadocio, you know, Nestorian braggadocio, temerity. You just discard and throw it away. You throw the man away. The man has now become useless. When you were begging him, I remember I campaigned for Labour Party in Rivers State. I was against just a weekend, you know, bringing a Fubara. You know, we thought he's going to force this man on us. Whenever I knew him, he didn't have the political experience. So where did he get this to bring it and force on Rivers people? That is number one. Number two is this. Let me tell you, Tinubu cannot, at this point in time, begin to mess around, you know, by trying to say he wants to humiliate Yesowike. He cannot do that for now. If he does that, he's going to lose Rivers State. I'm telling you this. Because Wike as a man is a political iroko, is sagacious, is dexterous, politically speaking. He has the clout, he has the charisma, he has everything you want in a politician that can bring votes for you and do whatever you want to be done, politically speaking, on that day of voting etc. I believe in him. And I know that is the reason why the president is sticking by him. The president cannot. If he does that, I'm telling you that he's going to commit what I call political harakiri.
Okay.
The president cannot do that.
President Tinubu cannot do that.
Let me lie. Please,
okay.
Let me just make one point succinctly clear. Succinctly very clear. Is that if the CJ decides not to set up that panel, because I've decided, the next in rank can be called upon to do that. And that will be abdication of his responsibilities. He has to do that because that's an imposed constitutional duty. He cannot abdicate. He cannot circumvent. He cannot begin to be ambivalent about it. You know, that is the Constitution says he has to, shall, didn't say may. That's what the Constitution says. Shall set up a 7-man panel. So if he wants to play politics with that, that is serious breach of the constitutional provisions, as case may be.
Okay,
so
we are watching. We are watching. Everyone is watching. Nigerians are watching. Okay.
Politically speaking, we can do something, but legally speaking, they have the right to do whatever they are doing.
All right, now beautiful. Barrister Adams, let me stay with you before I come back to the studio, and where we still have Barrister Darlington Agomo. I want us to paint a true picture of what happened in Rivers State, so that we can begin to interrogate who is an ungrateful child and who is an ungrateful father. We had Nyesom Wike, who was governor for 8 years, and at some point, you discovered that EFCC stepped in and they were looking for his accountant general, who happens to be who? Sim Fubara. He hid him in the government house. Nigerians are all aware of that. And somehow, payments, rewards were made. He helped him to become a governor. 1 year down the line, they started having problems. Now, between Nyesom Wike, whom the accountant general helped to do some dirty things, advisedly, I use that word loosely and advisedly, in Rivers State, and he in return made him the governor. And now they are having problems because of an agreement that has gone awry. Between these two people, in the eyes of the Rivers State people, who is the saint and who is the villain between the two of them?
The saint, in my own opinion, is Yesowike.
Okay.
Now, let me tell you something. A man who has entered into agreement, political agreements are allowed. People have been saying you can, political agreements are allowed. Even your president, Bola Tinubu, who became president, we heard when he used the word Emiloko, that's my turn. He told Buhari that, look, there was an agreement that I will be the president after you. That is political agreement. You saw when Buhari was to breach it, what happened? You know, Tinubu, vociferously and ferociously, attacked Buhari and said, no, you can't do that, sir, because we had an agreement. Emiloko, it is my turn.
Okay.
And Buhari, because he wanted to keep to the agreement, the day voting was taking place in the presidential election, Buhari raised up his ballot paper and showed the whole world. And Tinubu said, look, I voted for Tinubu as APC. I didn't vote. People were speculating that Buhari was going to vote for another candidate. But Buhari proved that wrong and said, this is my ballot paper against the Electoral Act. He raised it up and said, this is where I completed APC. It's still on record.
Okay, all right. So as far as the value of agreement, all right, thank you very much, Barrister Adam. Let's come back to the studio. Barrister, you were shaking your head, you were giggling. Now, do you think that Fubara is an ungrateful child? And like the question I asked the lawyer that is on virtual, do you think that who do you think between the two of them is the saint and the villain?
The saint here is Fubara.
Okay.
He helped Wike more than Wike helped him. That's a fact.
He helped Wike to do what?
He helped Wike in all the money that passed through his account.
Reverse money?
Reverse money, yes. Because that
the accountant general helped him.
I said, don't worry. The book of remembrance will be opened. When the two of them will be singing Kennedy, we will now know who took more money than the other. Is that not true? By that time, we will now know who has stolen what. All the money Wike is using to do his braggadocio. Whose money is that? The family background, are they rich? Look, Mr. Okoro. One man wrote a book, Machiavelli, about what? The prince. And one of the high points of that book is what? The end justifies the means. Moses entered into agreement with Pharaoh and told the Pharaoh that the Israelites are going for a 3 days prayer to go and worship their God. That he should allow them to go. Is that not true? Before Pharaoh said, okay, if it is to go and worship your God, that 3 days is still pending up to today. Almost how many years ago? Over 2,000 years ago. Or 500 years ago. You see, when Wike was becoming too arrogant in Rivers State, something had to give. Fubara, yes, must align to at least get the power out of him. And that is what happened. Besides, Mr. Okoro, Wike did not do Fubara a favor because without Fubara, another person would have taken over as governor because Wike's time have expired and finished.
And the person would have done Wike's business.
I am telling you.
No, so that's what I'm asking you.
So this thing about Fubara was nobody. The person he was going to bring is here.
So wasn't Fubara lucky that to have been the one chosen?
He didn't do him any favor. Mr. Okoro, Fubara would have become something else. The person coming in would have appointed Fubara to even become another minister, give him more responsibility. So eventually, Fubara would have become something. Did you ever believe that?
But he wouldn't be governor.
Hold on. You don't know. You never can tell. He's still a young man. He would have even become a governor from another party. Yes, he would have gone to another party.
But he was not a politician.
Oh, God Almighty.
He wasn't trying for politics. He was just a civil servant.
Because of what was going on, he would have joined another party where they would now promote him and bring him up. Is that not true?
No, he wasn't even interested in politics.
Who told you that? Listen, who told you he was not interested in politics?
No, that's the information we have.
That's the information you got. Then why is the Fubara the governor today? Now,
because Wike helped him. Wike made him governor. Wike said, I made you governor. Without me, nobody from your community will be governor.
It's a lie. Look at it this way, Mr. Okoro. Did anybody in Rivers State and Bayelsa believe that Jonathan would have become the president of this country?
Barrister, that is happenstance.
The same thing could have happened here. The same thing could have happened here.
He wasn't deputy governor.
You never can tell.
He was not in politics. Recall that Jonathan started at the local government level.
Listen very well.
Barrister, hold on.
Fubara would have
Jonathan started at the local government level.
I said after that session with the Wike, Fubara would have gone to another political party where they can now bring him up to challenge anybody Wike will put there. Is that not true? And Rivers State people would have loved Fubara and elected him. That can happen.
But it didn't happen. So we can make him
that's why I'm telling you that nobody should tell me that thing. Because do you know what is in the heart of a man? Now listen, before you say Fubara was an ungrateful child, listen. This man agreed with Wike with whatever. And in any agreement that is against public policy, against repugnant to public policy and good conscience, it is null and void.
It is null and void.
It is null and void.
But he knew at that point that it would be null and void, that it was repugnant, that it was against public interest, and he entered into it.
I am coming now. Listen. Listen. Now, Wike is telling the sitting governor, you must not sign any contract above 5 million naira. Mr. Okoro.
But who told you that?
Oh my God.
I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question.
Fubara said it now that he's tired. He can't take this. Why can the sitting governor not sign it? He said it when this was brewing. Everybody had him. That was what he said. That was part of the problem, that they should be given a 20% of River State money allocation. Is that not one of the problems? Please tell me, is that not the crux of the matter here? Wike wanted the sitting governor to hand over the treasury of River State to
But I think these are mere speculations. Because nobody
said it.
He said it.
Wike said, if he demands such a thing, what is the problem? What is it not his right?
No, he said he didn't demand, but even if he...
Oh God, Mr. Okoro, I don't like this you are doing.
What am I doing? I didn't see the paper, the agreement. Nobody has seen.
He said it in Abuja. That he had, as some people said, that he wants so. That even if he wants it, what's the wrong with that? Is that not what he said? So tell me, what is the problem with River State and the Fubara? Tell me that offense the Fubara have committed. If not this thing I'm telling you now. Is that how to run a state?
Okay, now Barrister, we have to have. Let's talk about 2027.
Everybody blaming Fubara should ask question. What did the Fubara do wrong that he did not respect Wike? Is there any time Fubara was insulting Wike? The only crime he committed is that he did not hand over the River State treasury to Wike. Is that not the crux of the matter?
Well, I think Wike said that he has breached the agreement.
Which agreement?
The agreement is agreement.
Let him say the agreement.
I thought you said he had seen the agreement. I thought you said he had seen it.
Let him say it now. Let him say it, because the one I'm telling you.
So didn't Fubara breach
agreement?
It? Didn't Fubara breach it?
He did not breach anything.
He breached it in public interest.
I don't understand.
No, I'm asking you.
He did not breach any agreement, and I've told you here.
Okay, he did not breach any agreement.
He did not breach any agreement.
Let's talk about 2027. Let's bring back Barrister Adams. Now, Barrister Adams, as this is happening, we hear 2027, we can say, now, he keeps strengthening support for the president, vows to deliver rivers to the president, to APC, while still in the PDP. Now, should he or the governor be the one making this commitment to the president? President, I've gone to Oyibo, I've gone to Ogubolu, I've gone to Oba Ebema, Ndone, I've gone to Obiakwo, I've moved around, and I'm strengthening support for you. And I'm going to deliver River State for you in 2027. Should it be Wike or Fubara making this commitment to the president?
The point is, Wike knows what he's talking about, and he has made the commitment. He's reinforcing and reiterating what he has said before now. And with due respect, he has constantly said this is what he wants to do. And his reiterations of what he needs or he wants to do, he can do it. That is why he's touring the local governments, and you can see the structures he has. Now, let me tell you why Wike will deliver more than Saint Fubara. Now, number one, all the local government chairmen, 23 of them are all Wike supporters. 23 of them, as we speak presently, they are all supporters of Wike. The Federal House of, the National Assembly members from River State, Senate, and House of Reps, they are all loyalists to Wike. Then you go to the House of Assembly, of River State. All of them, with due respect, they are all there. Even the APC that this man, Fubara has gone to. Look at the kind of people that have defected because of Wike to APC. You have all the members of the House of Reps, House of Senate. They were all PDP members before. They have not gone to APC because of Wike. Reporting this on that convention on that day. Delegates are going to be nominated, and who are the delegates? Automatic delegates, and those will be nominated. Are they not the members I've just listed just now? And these are people that hold the structure. To the Okocha that brought, Sim Fubara, he says, okay, yes, man. So what are we talking about?
Okay.
As
all right. As the case may be. Now, Barrister Adams, thank you very much.
Yes.
Let's come back to the studio. I'll come back to you for your concluding thoughts. Now, Barrister Agomo, still on 2027,
yes.
Fubara says, I'm strengthening support for the president. Well, by the way, Sim Fubara, you're not coming back for second term. That's part of the agreements that they reached. Now, we have Ijaw Youth Congress, Ijaw Youth Council said, look, we have thrown our support. We have endorsed Sim Fubara for second term. But Wike says it's non-negotiable. Sim Fubara is out. Is out. Who do you think will win?
Fubara will win on 3 grounds. He's an APC governor. He's in support of Tinubu. And Rivers people are behind him. So all the people that are, all the hired crowd that are Wike is, look, the people of Rivers State are not happy with Wike.
Barrister, you say they are hired crowd?
They are hired.
Senators, members of the House of Reps, members of House of Assembly.
Hold on, listen, Mr. Okoro. As of today, Wike is still in PDP. He's not an APC member. Get it right. APC will never allow somebody in PDP to be dictating for them. It can never happen. It's an insult. It's an embarrassment. Are you not hearing? Are you not seeing what I'm saying here? A Wike cannot throw his weight around in River State again. No, it can never happen.
If he joins the APC.
I said, let him join first. Okay. Let us start from there. Yes. As of today, they have told him, the secretary of APC have told him, resign. The National Working Committee is telling Tinubu today that, look, you have to choose between us and the Wike. By the way, can River State alone give a victory to Tinubu? Mr. Okoro, can River State alone give victory to Tinubu?
So Barrister, as far as you're concerned, Wike is a spent force.
In fact, he's gone. That's why the music has stopped playing. Anybody supporting, I will be here to ask them how far. By next week, APC will react over.
Barrister, your concluding thoughts.
I said by next week, APC will react over Wike in River State.
Okay, should I take that as your concluding?
Yes, thought? It's my concluding.
Okay, now let's go back to Barrister Adams. Barrister Adams, in 1 minute, your concluding thoughts on River State.
I will respond to my distinguished colleagues, opinion with this quote from Seneca, the philosopher. He said that we suffer more on imaginations than reality. And Seneca posited this not knowing that situations like this is going to arise between Wike and Sim Fubara. Now, the supporters of Sim Fubara, they are dwelling on imagination. They are suffering from imaginations. They don't want to even touch reality. But the supporters of Wike will talk about reality. Who will deliver River State? And it's Wike. Lastly on this, my colleague was saying whether it is only River State that we make Tinubu become president. No, it is not only River State. We have about 3, 4, 5 states that will make a president in Nigeria. Lagos State, Tinubu will lose Lagos State in 2027 if he's not careful. Kano State, he has to fight to get Kano State. Then he has to fight to get River State. He has to also fight to get Delta State. These are the states with large voting population. Katsina State, maybe in his kitty, you can see what is happening. So these are the states that determine if you don't win any of these states or score 25% in these states I've counted for you, you will not become president of Nigeria.
All right,
that is Kano, Kano, you have Rivers, you have Delta State, you now have Katsina. These are states with very strong
gentlemen, thank you very much. Barrister Adams, thank you very much. We are out of time.
It is okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. This conversation has to continue another day.
We have 28 states.
Okay.
28 states with APC as I'm talking to you now.
All right, then, Barrister, this is where we draw the curtains. Unfortunately, we are out of time. And I hope that we can continue this discussion another day because it's been very, very insightful, very incisive, and very, very analytical. Well, I thank you, gentlemen, Barrister Darlington Agomo, who was with me here in the studio, who is still with me here in the studio. He joined in our Lagos office. Thanks for coming. I appreciate your presence. And Barrister Asim Adams, who joined me from Port Harcourt. Well, on behalf of the backroom staff, the technical director, bus manager, sound engineer, and the guest manager, I am Chukwuma Okoro. Up next is issues with Nena Ndimduto. On top of the hour of 7 o'clock. We'll see you again. Bye for now. For me, I'll see you tomorrow, 8 o'clock on the morning show.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
In a world where power shifts with every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not